Here's Sam Hubbard, the Cincinnati Kid. Hubbard's got a convoy, chased by Andrews. At the 30, the 20, he will score!
Hey everybody, this is 99 Overall. My name is Cole, and today we're talking about the NFL playoffs. We're talking about this division round weekend. I am so excited for it. I think this is shaping up to be the best division round weekend of all time in the NFL. Starting the AFC. There's only the second time in the history of the sport that every quarterback on the AFC side, division round, all four quarterbacks have thrown for at least 4,000 yards on the season. When you talk about the best young quarterbacks in the game, Trevor Lawrence, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, I mean, those four are probably in most people's top five, and they're all on that AFC side. The fireworks, it's going to be electric. I love it. And this AFC side is going to be so fun with those quarterbacks. Now, the NFC side, a lot less fireworks, but it's the storylines. It's history. It's compelling on that side. You have the Eagles and Giants, longtime rivals, rookie head coach, and battled quarterbacks that have answered all the questions this year. They got their team playing great. It's fantastic. And you can't talk about the history of the playoffs in the NFL without 49ers and Cowboys. Jerry Jones, he's amped up. Rookie quarterback, Kyle Shanahan. This is great. I think it's the best division weekend of all time. I really do. The storylines on the NFC, the firepower, the future, history and future. History on the NFC side and the future of the league on that AFC side. It's fantastic. I love it. I'm so excited for it. I think it's going to be the best, like I said, in the history of this sport. Now let's talk about who I think is going to win. Let's start with the Jaguars Chiefs. So the Jaguars are riding this amazing high. They just came back from, 27-0. They're young. They're too young. I mean, let's just chop it up to that. I mean, Andy Reid coming off a bye against a young team. I mean, I wouldn't put my money anywhere else but the Chiefs. I just think they're too experienced. They're too good. I mean, if the Jaguars come out and make half the mistakes they made against the Chargers, the Chiefs are going to put them away. They're absolutely going to put them away. And where I think this might be a good game, because there is a lot of talent on that Jaguars team, young talent, but they do have a lot of talent. I just think there's way too much experience on the Chiefs side, and I just, they're playing well. They played well all year. How do the Jaguars respond to what feels like the highest of highs after beating the Chargers? That comeback, Duval, everyone going nuts in Jacksonville. How do you come off that high? And a lot of times young teams, they bottom out the very next week. And I just feel like there's going to be a little bit of that. Staying in the AFC, Buffalo, Cincinnati. This was the Monday night matchup of the century a couple weeks back. Unfortunately, the Damar Hamlin injury happened and that game was canceled. But, I mean, these teams going into that Monday night game were both really hitting a stride. I mean, both teams very good. I think that's the most combined wins of any team going into a Monday night matchup. We didn't get to see it, unfortunately. Now we do. And this is as close as it gets. These teams are very close. Rosters, I think, are very similar, very close in talent-wise. I do think Cincinnati has a little bit more firepower on the offensive end with their playmakers. The Bills have a little bit more on defense. I think it's very, very close. It's probably going to come down to who has the ball last. I'm taking Buffalo. I like Buffalo. I like Buffalo in Buffalo. I just like that defense. Their secondary isn't great. If they're not able to generate pressure on Joe Burrow, it might be a very long day for them. Even if it's a long day, I'm not sure Cincinnati can stop Buffalo. That's granted if Josh Allen takes care of the football, and he hasn't done that this year. The Bills have not taken care of the football this year. I would expect his best. Gabe Davis with another 100-yard game, touchdown. He's a monster in the playoffs. Um, I really like the Bills. I mean, I think it's going to come down to, like I said, who has the ball last. There's probably going to be a pretty high scoring game. I think the Bills at home probably edges this one out. I think they are favored by like 5, but I think this is really, really close to just a toss up. Take either one. Um, Giants, Eagles. This could get ugly. uh, I think the Eagles roll. I really do. Giants have had a great season. They played way above their head. They don't have enough firepower. I mean, credit to Daniel Jones. He's playing his tail off. I mean, he's running all over the place. He looks like Josh Allen. He's got Dable. Dable's kind of turned him into a mini Josh Allen. But I just don't. I mean, their leading receiver has 700 yards on the season. They don't have perimeter threats. And I like this Eagles defense. It's a pretty good defense. Um, I think Jalen Hurts coming back from injury, I think he's able to, fortunately probably throttle down in this game. I think they could run away with this. I really do. I think this will probably be the most lopsided victory of the weekend. I know it's a rivalry and you kind of throw the records out the window, but I like the Eagles in this game. And then probably the biggest shocker of all of them, I got Cowboys taking down the 49ers. I do. Um, this one I think is in the details. It's in the fact that Dan Quinn was the head coach of the Falcons and he had Kyle Shanahan as the offensive coordinator. He understands Kyle Shanahan's system. They went to they went to a Super Bowl together. He understands where Kyle Shanahan wants to go in the playoffs, in crunch time, in big moments. He understands how that guy calls the game. And Dan Quinn is a mastermind on that defensive side. He's got this Cowboy defense playing great. They can get after the quarterback. I don't know how much success they'll have with the 49ers. They have a good offensive line, but a rookie quarterback for the 49ers, I know Brock Purdy's played incredible. I mean, people, we're about to have the conversation as he's the guy for them going forward. I mean, we're forgetting about Trey Lance. I mean, he's playing that good. But I think he's going to see some things he hasn't seen yet. I think Dan Quinn's going to throw a lot of looks at him he hasn't seen. I wouldn't be surprised if he turned the ball over a couple times. And I just really like the Dallas offense, even against this really good defense of the 49ers. I just think they're very balanced. They have a good 1-2 punch in that backfield. They have weapons on the perimeter. If Dak plays even close to how he played against Tampa Bay, I think the Cowboys roll. I think the Cowboys win this game. Um, I think they make it ugly. They get after them on defense, and they just play within themselves. They do what you've been doing. Keep slim. Bring those mistakes down that Dak's had in the regular season, and play as close as you can to what you did against the Bucs, which I think that was his best career game of all time. Um, and I think the Cowboys come out on top. And then you're looking at what I think is the greatest divisional round matchup leading into just a fantastic conference championship weekend. Cowboys at the Eagles and Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes run it back. That may end up being the Super Bowl again. I mean, it felt like the Super Bowl last year for those guys. Run it back, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City, and the rivalry on the other side with the Eagles and the Cowboys. You got history on one side, you got the future on the other. I've said it. I love this weekend. I think it's going to be fantastic. You guys let me know how you think these games will shake out. Let me know who you think will win. What do you think the biggest storylines are? Who the X factors? See you guys. This is 99 overall. My name's